Let me show you what had the biggest impact in our Asana setup in the past few months. We use Asana as a CRM. We try to manage everything within Asana, and we ended up managing invoices, quotations, sessions, and a lot of different things. And very often we have the same action that should result in having a lot of different things updated in Asana. When it comes to invoices, for example, when you send an invoice to a client, you might need to change the invoice status, change the due date, and also inform your coworkers. And we managed to pull that off and automate this part by having an action drop-down menu. Let me show you what we did. We went into the project, we created a new drop-down custom field called Actions. And we had a couple of options. For example, invoice was sent, invoice was paid. Make sure to always remove the colors if they don't make any sense. And then what we did was going into the rules, and we said, okay, let's create a custom rule. If the action dropdown changes to invoice was sent, then what we do is update the status. So we have invoice sent, then also change the due date. So we add a second action. The due date will be usually 30 days from the day you send the invoice. And we also have a comment saying invoice has been sent, just to keep track of everything. That works so well. Okay, so we have a simple value being chosen in a drop-down, and then we have a lot of different actions happening that could involve multi-homing, creating subtasks, changing statuses, which is something you probably already know. The big difference here is this part. If you go back to the fields, this part, just selecting a value in a drop-down and then having all those stuff happen. Usually in Asana, we use a trigger on a drop-down. Sorry about that. Usually we use a trigger on another drop-down or a section change or a column change or anything else. The big change here is you really creating an action drop-down, and that could involve delegating to someone, changing statuses and dates and a lot of different things. That's really exciting stuff. We've been using this in a lot of different projects, and I think we're not going far enough with this. We should really be creating way more actions. Also, that's a way to make sure that everyone in the team actually does exactly the same thing. When the invoice is sent, we all have the same actions being triggered for us. That means there's no inconsistencies in ways we manage our invoices. And I think this has been really beneficial for us.